he's feeling feelings.
Get him.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Put
yeah.
your eyebrows down.
Let's go over to goodbye. He went there.
Hey man, you want to buy a stereo? Sure. Follow me. Just drives away.
Oops, sorry, that's in the Wild Wild West.
Hey.
Going down for a movie on Friday.
It's Friday.
We could do Saturday too if anyone wants to watch From Beyond.
I'd do Saturday.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
April fucked off.
Because it's cloaked as March.
Where to
You
get that
guys-
cloaking technology?
The Romulans.
Romulans.
Yeah,
Romulans.
The fucking Romulans. Does anyone else have the bad habit of singing everything?
Sounds like a good way to get some alone time.
Oh man, why do all Japanese
Japanese hardcore. Her caress is extremely unpleasant.
All you want to talk about is black control. Black control.
And trannies.
Wild Wild West? Who has not seen Mission Impossible 12? Amazing.
Yeah, pretty good.
So good.
I'm going to go the opposite direction with that statement. Don't watch any of them.
I'm going to amend my original statement and say
He can be as crazy as he wants, man. Tom Cruise doesn't owe us anything.
Oh, he's such a good bad guy too. Well, I mean, he's not a bad guy per se. He is ideologically not copacetic.
Yeah.
He's not a bad guy.
Bad shit crazy.
it's
No.
Gary Oldman. Gary
Yeah, I haven't-
Oldman. Now I really want to see Hamlet. Play Hamlet. Fucking no.
Questionable.
Alex had an encounter with a adult that failed to come. And then took off into the dark night with his mistress, plain old mistress. Some fun shenanigans went down. Bodies were pulled out of bags. Other bodies were left in bags. And good time was had by all. Berdan and Haas, bunking Haas laid at Starfish. Berdan with Ibrahim bunked down together. Pitch bunked down with someone else entirely. With the help, Moth was a study of creatures fair and foul. As Moth finds that it's just not really coming, so he gets his cum sack underneath his head. Inside that sack, of course, is his magical dream, where he once again goes through another whole semester of school. It just flies by. There's potion classes, rooms filled with alembics, there's tomes and grimoires, practical wizard battles that take place, and giant lectures, and guest speakers that come, intimate experiences. The sun rises, the Baron steps in, and were the rooms not to your liking? He smiles and says, I too have fallen to a restful sleep.
About as restful as Fortnite.
Shift focus with Berdan. Berdan is swimming amongst the stars, illuminating him. The same sun that he's taken as his symbol is burning through his eyelid. Burden blinks with the light of the new day shining into your eyes. Haas, still spread eagle, on the bed across the room.
What's on the page?
Make an intelligence check. You can't quite make it out.
Verdan's going to, once again, wish that he were smarter. He's aware that he is not the brightest. Move out of the room towards the dining hall.
Girder, you wake up in the night to the sound of something tapping on the window.
That's Dragon like a couple hours ago.
Ah! You're flung into the night sky and land on the back of the great beast. It's the eye of the dragon. It's watching, smiling. Wake up. Girder! Girder, it's time to wake up! There's a hungry-looking Ibrahim standing above you.
Don't eat me. Perhaps a cup of coffee.
Let's go get some. Ibrahim was looking a little bit worried when you were talking about going and doing things, but as soon as you're like, no, we'll eat first, he kind of like looks a little bit reassured.
Yeah.
So you guys make your way into the Great Hall. Two that are missing are Haas and Pitch. Haas, the smell of coffee, fresh, sweet meats being grilled, draw you down in that direction. Pitch, you are upstairs. It's Bubbles. She's reading a small red book.
What brings you to my chamber at this hour?
I'm definitely here for the women of this house.
It's a treat for all of them.
Ibrahim is devouring two of everything.
Around a mouthful of bangers and mash, Haas is going to point out, all these festivities were no doubt on account of our deeds recently, eh? Aye, fellows? Eh, fellows?
Yeah, we certainly gave them a reason to have a good party.
This Baron is a fascinating character. One
doubt
wonders
he's added
by
to the-
what means he came to be the leader of this town.
You saw the banners in the entranceway, right? The good Baron Certainly a nobleman in his own right from pre-imperial days. He bent the knee and was able to keep his station. He's got friends on both sides of the fence.
The reed that
be
does
that as it
not
may.
bend in the wind breaks.
It's definitely the most insightful thing I've heard today. And she smiles at you and goes back to her oatmeal.
Haas is going to stick out his tongue and make faces with a mouthful of food at her, just for a moment or two.
Suddenly there's a tone shift in the room. The Baron enters, different guests that are there, and then he turns his attention towards your group, smiling. Ibrahim, who has not been paying too much attention to the Baron and is startled, sees your eyebrow raising and looks over at the Baron, has no idea what you're talking about, but looks at you anyways and goes, The Baron gives him a quick finger gesture. The chest opens up. It is gold and platinum pieces. Some gemstones spill out onto the table. He also produces for you a letter of commendation, and he produces a small leather scroll case, taps on it. This is a scroll that has a spell in it titled Shield of Faith. I have commissioned a bard to tell the tale of your saving of the town and rescuing a fair maiden, just like you told me last night, Pitch. I'm sure that their jubilation flowing over you will be more than a reward.
Is it a bit much, Burdan? Haas is spitting out sausage when he's asking the question. Two men like spitting food into each other's faces.
Yeah, Britannia, they respond with, oh no, we're gonna put gold.
People turning to each other, whispering and pointing at the party.
Britannia's gonna state this question: how shall we carry this gold?
Everybody gets a cut for their pockets before we shove it into the bag of holding, because he doesn't really want Berdan to have the whole lot of it.
What if he was suddenly blown up in a fireball? We'd lose all of it. And me, blameless.
So a bag of holding does have a finite amount of storage, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. It weighs 15 pounds regardless of its contents. If the bag is overloaded, pierced, or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered in the astral plane. It's gone forever. Placing the bag of holding inside of an extra-dimensional space created by either a handy haversack, a portable hole, or putting another bag of holding inside of this bag of holding
Now we're talking.
instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane.
Oh,
The gate any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through into a random location on the astral plane.
What
The gate then closes. The gate is a one-way only and cannot be reopened.
Oh man, that's rad. That's like holding
Yeah,
up
that's really cool.
half of a bomb and looking around for the other
Yeah,
half.
it's really
Yeah,
dangerous.
more or less, yeah. The gang creates a hole in space and time.
Haas is going to say to the Baron, "You honor us for the deeds that we have performed for you. We are a humble group, and little use do we have for the fame which you have described to us."
Ibrahim looks extremely pained. We need to get the glory.
Pitch is not really into infamy, but he also has a hat that will disguise him. So he's okay with a little glory in disguise. Who are we to rob these fine people of their celebrations, of which we are an honorable part?
Haas acquiesces by lighting a smoke.
Fame can be a hand that opens previously closed doors. Actually, I think a professor said... Oh, no. And Moth kind of looks confused for a second.
Bubbles leans across the table to you, Pitch. Is that enough bread money for you? Can we go now?
Is this enough to fund our journeys? Can we get underway once the town has had its slice of celebration? Some of us are still aiming to reach Grimstar. Lo, these many years.
Max, I promise you, before we have grandchildren, I'll get you guys to Grimstar.
Maybe the grandkids can finish the journey by getting...
Transgenerational D&D game. A fairly well-dressed individual steps up to you, Haas. Emerson Rutledge. To who do I owe the pleasure?
Soft Hands Haas of the Mountain Dwarf folk and various other places.
Well, let's just say I'm in town to do a little bit of business. A little venture here that I'm supposed to be getting invested in, but the seller keeps claiming complications.
In a kind of prodding, kind of friendly gesture, is going to give the fellow a good shove in the low back towards the others and say, Well then, speak your piece, friend.
I'm here to do a little bit of business. One of your friends was supposed to introduce me. Inclines his head towards Bubbles. Be that as it may, I'm trying to complete a business transaction in this town. The individual who I'm trying to transact this business with keeps claiming that there's complications with completing the sale. He's been looking for some help for some time.
Me and my fellows here were just discussing how our wanderings have been aiming for Grimstar, and that's the direction we were heading in next. Unfortunately, we won't be able to stay in Lubeneck long enough to conclude much more business.
I'm something of a investor in properties, you might say, and I just happen to have a fixer-upper that's out on the outskirts of town. As a reward, you guys could have your own place right there. Ibrahim says, our very own guild hall. Imagine it.
It would be nice to see us all glean this an achievement.
It is an intriguing notion to have a little hideaway for ourselves.
My business partner has set himself up at the Red Clam across the bridge. Perhaps that would be a better place for us to meet.
We'll see you there after the parade, and we will discuss the matter further with you then.
You were just saying, like, 10 minutes ago, where do we store our gold? In the lodge.
Bye.
Hey,
Buy a bread. Pee on your face and give yourself a swirly.
I walked into this conversation at exactly the right moment.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. As soon as you step out through the palisade walls, past the main gate, and look down the hill,
Haas will ask Moth, what think you of all this foo-for-all, Stringbean?
I understand it is traditional to fete victors, but I'd be lying if I said I was enjoying all of these strange eyes.
from behind and beside you guys, another wagon is rolled out from behind the building, and all of the decapitated boar heads arrayed around this wagon. Carrion wagon, flies buzzing around it, destroyed heads. And then people just break out into eating it up. More of the cheers go up as the wagon is now wheeled away. A feast in the town square. And let's get out of here. This is getting a little rowdy. Well, drink it up now. There's not a lot of whining or dining to be done between here and Grimstar. So as you guys pick your way around the edge of the square, one of the stable boys comes running up and says, your horse and wagon are being taken care of free of charge. You guys are assailed by different people. Tankards are passed to you guys as you're walking through. Another individual comes up to Berdan and asks, spend an hour to help fix their roof.
What?
Somebody's asking to help fix their roof. Do you say what to them?
Yeah, I mean, Dan's gonna say, does it need to be killed?
That person is pushed aside by another person who's just like, there's kobold. Kobold's in my basement. Help me track down this thief. You guys are literally being mobbed as you guys are walking along here. Girder, a woman with a black cloak, leans down and whispers, I didn't realize what a prize I had encountered last night. She has these somewhat familiar looking emerald gold flecked eyes. She smirks a toothy grin and fades back into the crowd.
Did you see that? Girder's gonna shake it off, light a pipe, not quite sure if he's imagining things. Or no, of course he's not imagining things. I'm not imagining things. You're imagining things.
You guys make it to the Red Clam. It's actually a repurposed farmhouse that's across the river. It's adjoined and now built together with a newer looking structure that has expanded it from being just the farmhouse, which houses the tavern portion. The newer building, which is further up from the river a little bit, it's where the inn is across the courtyard. You see Emerson step out of the tavern. He leads you inside the tavern. It is a hospitable looking environment. A dwarven individual tending to some papers that are strewn out across a dining table. Emerson calls out in the almost empty tavern as you guys are approaching the table. Breath, these are the fellows that I mentioned I'd be bringing over to you. Wanderers, this is Breath Jahurin. Sit, please.
Out the window for the lady in the cloak.
You do see a crow sitting on the establishment's wagon.
I'm Ray Liotta in that scene in Goodfellas when he's being followed by the helicopter.
business.
And Breath says, the unfortunate business is that my business partner stabbed me in the back, cursed the damn thing. Can you clear it out?
What's that mean? Clear it out.
I'm good with curses and removing them. We can do it. I think we should do it. We can do it. I answer these two queries, which together make an excellent question. You know, cursed, spirits or something, ghosts. I don't know. Place is haunted. Well, maybe I should take it from the top. My partner and I came to this town. There was an opportunity. Everything went swimmingly, you might say. It's too big an operation for the two of us to take on by ourselves. He went insane. Now he's put some kind of curse on the place, and well, I need it removed. If he's still alive, well, I need them all cleared out.
Sounds pretty cool.
We were both emeritus at the Arcanum Athenium in Grimstar. We were originally here to fund our own investigations. Something about it must have driven my partner crazy. He tried to kill me and locked himself up in that mine. Only recently I've been able to get through his enchantments on the door. Well, a couple of adventuring groups have gone in, and I'm being perfectly candid here. None of them have come out yet. If you can solve this problem, then myself and Breath can get back to our deal at hand. These are the heroes of Lubeneck. Breath kind of grunts and says, that sounds expensive. 350 gold each, plus, of course, my little morsel that I offered to throw in as well. He winks at Ibrahim as he says that.
This is a worthy side quest, no, Ibrahim?
Some evil artificer holed up under town, cursing and creating monsters. I'm in.
For my part, I'm in.
Seems we are in agreement.
I'm 100% in.
Hell yeah.
Emerson says, by all means. He goes over to the bar to get some food set up for you guys. They provide a dwarven whiskey. They hand you that in a glass, and like you just glance at the glass and put the bottle right into your bag.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Moth aside. Did you see the woman in the cape?
Mosk looks at Gerder. Hell no. Did you see something strange?
The dragon is in the shape of a woman.
Has he gone over the deep end?
She was wearing a cape.
That is troubling.
Thought you would understand. I feel as though I'm being followed.
Haas, your eye is caught by another figure at the bar. There's a dwarven lady that's there. She's looking right at you.
Haas is gonna look right back at her. He's going into a mine to fight fucking ghosts, so he's gonna try to stay a little sharper than he was on his last outing.
Is Bubbles with us?
You didn't see her follow you over to this location. Okay, so you guys get ready to head on out of the tavern, and as you are making your way out, Haas, a voice calls to you from the bar. It's the woman. Hey, there's a code, you know.
Haas nods.
He's reading some willful intent.
My party and I have business presently. I will return at my earliest convenience to the Red Clam.
I have a room on the 3rd floor. She just turns and goes upstairs.
Haas immediately turns and carries on with the party.
You make your way from the edge of the bridge, pick your way down some rocks. Well, I think you guys have it from here. Good luck. You guys kind of take in the exterior of this mine.
I'll say to Breath before we go in. We had a friend traveling with us. Not quite a party member.
Ibrahim says, well, I mean, she knew we were coming to have the meeting with the guy. I don't know why she didn't come.
I need to make a breakfast sandwich now that we've talked about breakfast for 30 fucking minutes.
Oh, hell.
So, you guys are standing at the outside of the mine, ready to go in. The dwarven enchanter, Breath, steps up to the stone doors. So one of the things that you need to know about the inside of this mine, miasma, you might call it, or something. One of you is going to need to carry this, and he produces a metal-worked vase. He holds it out. This will create a space of around 30 feet, should protect you from that miasma. Stuff's brutal. Once you're in, I gotta pop these doors closed behind you.
Is there anything suspicious about this guy in Berdan?
It's strange that he didn't mention this until you were like ready to go inside. He was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna need this.
Don't breathe in, you might die.
It is strange.
Once you take out whatever it is that holds its sway over this place, doors might just pop open of their own volition, or at least be openable.
Berdan is staring kind of blankly at this guy like, okay.
Is there anything that you can tell us about your partner that would help us communicate with him? Perhaps some kind of emotional leverage?
He didn't have that much to live for. He was obsessed with his work. What else can I tell you? Maybe reach out to him like that. Address him like the intellectual that he considered himself to be.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The doors stand open, And the miasma that you heard him talk about, you can see it kind of tumble and spill out a little bit as you're standing there. So we'll pick this up next week, and you guys can begin your spelunking adventure.
Goodbye forever.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye bye forever.
Good night, guys. We'll see ya.
Saturday?
Yeah, from beyond.
Oh, that Busey cave gift, though.
Busey cave gift. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's just awful.
There's some really good dancing dwarf women.
Oh no, those scared the piss out of me.
I can't handle those.
No, an awesome Ibrahim cosplaying today, James.
My voice is now killing me. So, alrighty, guys. Good night.
Okay, buddy. See us.
Night, Ty. Whoa. Good night, everybody.